Alright, welcome back. It is another episode of Feed the Beast with the Average Gamer Guy. That's me. And we are going to do some stuff today. We're going to be putting together some equipment for Steve's carts and trying to make a cart. Or at least get a cart started. So, between last episode and this episode, I've done a fair bit of mining with my mining laser and diamond drill, my two new toys. A lot of fun, yeah. I enjoy it. It's much better than with a pickaxe. I showed you the Steve's cart and sort of how that works. So I basically need to build things to put in here. So the first thing we need to build is what's called a bridge builder, and it is a type attachment. That's going to go on the cart, and it's going to let it, whenever it encounters a gap or something that it would need to put blocks down to cross, it will be able to put the blocks down and cross it. So it builds a bridge. It's a bridge builder. That's what it is. So we're going to build that. That was just a PCB and some bricks, piston, pretty basic. All the modules and add-ons and everything are pretty basic recipes. There's not too many of them that are really difficult. Here's our basic drill. The basic drill is going to mine in a 3x3. If it was pointed at this wall, it would mine that block right there, this block, and then the blocks on either side of it. So this is, it's a cart, so it's one block tall. So it mines 2 blocks up and 1 block over. So that's the 3x3 that it would be mining. There is also a higher order one that will do like a 9x9. I think there's a 5x5. I don't believe that we need any of those. Let me look and see. I don't think I can really even make them. You can sort of tell how what the next thing is by the modular cost. Like this one costs 10, this one costs 45, that one costs 3, that one costs 150. So this is the big boy, the Galgadorian, which is not messing around. And you'll notice it takes a block of diamond just to make that. Not to mention this crazy stuff. So each of those takes a block of diamond. This is, just some, it's a lot of stuff. We don't necessarily need that. Now the hardened also takes a block of diamond. So I mean, it's nice, but man is that expensive. So we're going to need it to run for a while before we can really do that. Here we have our engine. It's going to be a coal engine, and that's going to be a couple pistons and a furnace with some iron. So that'll get me a coal engine. This is the torch placer. So what it'll do is you'll have a light level that you can set, and then every time it detects the light level is not is below the threshold you set, it'll throw out some torches. So that's always fun. This is the large railer. The 2 railers. Those were just... What were those? A track, some iron... Oh, and stone. That's right. So there's the recipe for a railer. And we're going to make a large railer, which is 2 of those, and some iron and a track. And that just... It's a higher modular cost, but it holds more rails. I think it has 6 slots for rails instead of 3 slots for rails. So there's some others that we'll be making as well, but for now, let me show you what this means because I've been talking about it. So here we see this has a hull capacity 500 and a complexity cap of 150. So what that means is that if you look, for instance, at all of these, they have a modular cost. And every time I put this on there, the total cost is going to add up. And you cannot exceed 500, which is a ton, and we're not going to come close. The complexity cap means you cannot have a item that has more than 150 modular cost on this cart. So this cart is pretty high up the chain. You can see if you had a wooden hull, you can have a 12 total. Nothing can exceed 3. Like you can't put a drill on it, you can't put hardly anything on it. If you have the standard, which is a little more doable, you have a modular capacity of 200, and nothing can exceed 50. Well, none of this is going to exceed 50. The difference is You can make a mining cart with a standard hull that has everything that I want to put onto the one that I'm going to build, but if you do that, there is no more room for a chunk loader. So the problem is, once it gets a certain distance away, it's not loaded anymore because it enters an unloaded chunk. It doesn't load itself. So I wait to upgrade to the reinforced hull so that I can equip it with a chunk loader. The chunk loader is expensive enough that you just can't quite fit it on a standard hull. So I go for the reinforced hull so that I can fit it on there and it can just mine away. You can do it with a standard and sort of play around and just keep sending it off in different directions and picking it back up, and then later get a cargo add-on that you can add on to the cart assembler, where you can put a cart into it, take all the add-ons off, put another hull in, and then change what's on there. But, you know, I don't know. I've done that, and it's kind of annoying. So, I don't know. I went with it this way. You can try it either way. Either way works. I've got some more modules to build, and then I will be back. Alright, we're going to make a internal storage chest. That is... this one. The recipe is some planks in a little I formation, and then a log on either side gets you 32 chest panes, which is important. We also are going to need a chest lock, which is a stone and an iron. And I'm not in the stone chest. Stone. Stone and an iron, and that gets you 8 of them. So these are very doable. You'll notice that to make internal storage is just 8 chest panes and a chest lock. You can also do storage. There are top chests that go on top of a cart. There's front and side. The problem being, I can't use those because I'm going to have modules that take up that slot. So that's not going to work for me. And I'm going to make, I'll make 5 of these. I like internal storage, so I end up putting them on most of the carts. I use internal storage. So there's another thing that we want to make called a height controller. And the height controller is going to let me set the depth at which the cart will go down to mine. Do I have any redstone? I figured I'd just go ahead and build these on camera, as opposed to setting them all up and then just running through it really quick, just because it's not that long of a process really to make these, and we're almost done. So a PCB. I had a PCB hanging out somewhere. I thought, oh, that's not what we want. No, I don't know why PCB would be down here in any of these. Maybe I used it. Oh, there it is. For some reason I moved them down there. So it's going to be a PCB with this on top and some paper. Okay, there's no paper there, but sugar cane? No. I think maybe it's up here, which really I should just go ahead and move these two things back to my chests back there, my AE storage, I think. That's probably where I should move these. There's 19 sugar cane. That's not a ton. Right. Let me just quickly run over here and there. Height controller. And then put this back so that in the future I can find it. One of the things that we definitely need to continue to make, because the railer is going to need it. I need this. Oh, yep, go ahead. Make your last thing there. Come on. And there we go. Give me a stack of that. So we've got 61. We've already got a bunch there. Rails. You can see you get... It is kind of onerous to make these tracks, but you do get 32 of them at a time. So that is quite the output. And 4 of these in any, it's shapeless, so you can put them anywhere. I don't know why I don't just do that. Okay, there's that, and then we're out of iron. So that's good for now. Let's see. So if we come over here, we have the card assembler, and we're going to put a drill on it. Now you'll notice over here, keep an eye on the total cost right here. When I drop the tool in, bam, total cost is 10. And when it renders with the drill on there. So it's pretty cool. It's a very cool little interface. I really dig it. I'm going to put the coal engine in. You can only put one engine of a specific type. Like I can't put multiple coal engines in here. This is a attachment. You can see when you watch over it. So it goes in the attachment. And it goes on the side. The large railer is also an attachment. That'll show up on top. Thought. Maybe not. The coal engine, you can see that's the little fire. The height controller is an add-on. The bridge builder is an add-on. No, it's not. It's a attachment. Internal storage, you can fit 4 of those. And then the only other thing that we're going to need, I think we're going to need the... There are two things we're going to need. A liquid sensor. So that's going to be a water, a lava, an advanced PCB, and a diamond. Wow, okay. So let me get a diamond. Okay, mission 1 accomplished. A water bucket and a lava bucket. Let's see. Water bucket. A lava bucket is easy enough. Just jump down here. Yet another reason I like using lava. It just makes it easy to grab this kind of stuff. You don't really have to go hunting for it. It's just readily available in my never ever stopping energy production facility. Alright, so there's... actually, we don't want to put that there quite yet. So lava, water, a couple iron, and now we just need a couple redstone. Okay, now we just need to make an advanced PCB. So we need 2 regular PCBs, which we have. And some iron down the middle and some more redstone. And some iron down the middle. That gets us a large PCB. And then we just throw everything. Is that it? No. That's it. In there, liquid sensor, and that's another add-on. So we're going to head over and add that on. And there's our little liquid sensors. Alright. Now the last thing that we need is the chunk loader that is a module. So if we look at that, we need, not only do we need a simple PCB, but we need a couple advanced, and we need some of this reinforced metal. So luckily we have a couple of the reinforced metal left over already, so that's no problem. There's the 2 of those. Now we're going to need some PCBs, so let's see what that is. 4 and some gold and some iron. Pretty sure we're out of gold, so let me come back over here. We're doing much better on redstone now. Gold. Okay, that should be good. Now let's come here. And we needed gold in the middle. I should have grabbed some iron while I was over here. Some iron. Just a stack of that. Alright. I think it was this. Yep, and we're going to need 2 normal and 2 for the advanced, or large. Is it large or is it advanced? Advanced. Alright, so 2 of those, plus 3 iron, plus 4 redstone. It's going to get us an advanced. Alright. And now we just need to iron there. I think I have a Ender Pearl, yep. If not, I could always medium stone 4 iron into one. Okay, so we have the 2 reinforced metal and an advanced PCB. And some simple PCBs, this goes on top, and in the middle is an iron ingot. And that gets us the chunk loader add-on. And you can see it's a rather expensive 84 for a modular cost. What is that? That is an add-on. So there, you can see we're already up to 1 hour and 47 minutes to assemble this thing. And that is real time in this game, sitting here. It's going to take 1 hour and 47 of playtime to actually assemble this thing. So I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing else that we're missing. So we've got the liquid loader, we've got the bridge builder. It can place rails, it can place torches, and be able to tell it the same thing. It's got storage, it's got an engine. I think that this thing is ready to go. So the only other thing it's going to need, it's going to need 2 things. One, I'm going to need a hopper for it. And it's going to need, now I'm going to get a piece of pull coke just so that you can see that it doesn't accept it. I don't know why, but it doesn't accept it. Now when I take the coal and I stick it in there, it immediately fills up. And when you click assemble, all of this disappears and it's assembling the cart. And it'll show you right there, progress and time left and all of that. Now, when the coal runs out, or when the energy runs out, it will replenish itself until the coal is gone. And once the coal is gone, it will just stop. So, I always like to throw a hopper on there, go ahead and fill it up with some coal. And there we go. And it's nice because it absorbs all of it at once. Like when this runs down, it'll absorb the EU all at once to assemble. So that's kind of neat. Like it doesn't... It could be a worse way. So that's not too bad. Now, let's see. Do I have a chest in here? I do. Iron is always good. Let me stick that next to this. Just so that I can go ahead and throw that stuff in there. Because it's specific to that. I don't want to just stick it over here. I would much rather have it in there. Alright. Now there are a couple other things we're going to need to make this work. We're going to need... let's see. What are we going to need? We're going to need a cargo manager. So these iron panes are made by converting regular chest panes into iron. So if you wondered, why did I make so... Oh, look, there's a whole bunch more track down here. Completely forgot about that. If you're wondering why I made so many of the wooden panes, now you know. It's because I knew I was going to be making some of this stuff. Do that. Alright. Now, where did I make those at? So I can stick there somewhere. Curious. I'm sure all of you... Ah, there they are. Alright. Put that in there. And let me grab... that should be good. And the way you make these are 4. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 of those. And then to get the big ones, I'm going to need even more. So let me stick that in there. And you can see I'm probably going to have to make some more of the wooden chest panes anyway. Because I'm only going to get 2. And I need 4. So let's see, this was an I pattern. Alright, that should be helpful-ish. And let me grab some iron. Some iron. There. We'll see how that does. Okay, that's 1 and 2. And then what you'll find is we still need this guy in the middle, which are 4 of these, so we're going to need 4. Let me just grab some redstone here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 2 of those. And that goes there. And we've got this and that. And that gets us a cargo manager. I'm going to get 2 of those. And then we also need a cargo distributor. So that's going to be 4 PCBs. So let's come back over here to where I have my gold. I think it was this. Yep. So 4 PCBs. 4 stone and a redstone. Stone over here. No. I think I may have to come back over here for some stone. Stone. There we go. So 4 stone, 4 PCBs, and a redstone. And that gets us cargo distributors. And then the last thing that we're going to need is an advanced detector rail. And that is 2 pressure plates and some iron. So, 2 pressure plates, a redstone, and there's our iron. That gets us 2 advanced detector rails. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. Always like to see things coming together. Now we just have to figure out where we're going to put this, where we want our cart location stuff to be. I halfway am thinking to have the station be like right here and just have it dig that way. Part of the question is, can it get far enough to get under the water before it gets to the water? It feels like that would just come out in the middle. Yeah, that's not good. I may have to build this station outside. That might be an option. I could also put it this way and have it build down. And hopefully it would... I might try that. Like if we started it right here, maybe. And that's going to put this like right there. The other one over there. And the way these work is you have to have a cargo distributor. Like if you just put a cargo distributor out here and you look at it, not connected to cargo manager. So it says, I don't know what you're trying to do to me, but it's not working. So you stick it underneath, and then all of a sudden when you click on that, it says, haha, now you're connected and you can figure out what's going on. And we're going to have to do that. Okay, now, what we're going to do, ooh, you know what, if I go this way, I am going to run right into, I think I'm going to run right into my mining shaft. Yikes. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, let's find out. So if we went this way and we mined out that, first apparently I have some coal to mine out. Well, let me see where this is going to go, and then we'll see if that's where we want to set it up. So I'll be back when I have figured this out, rather than you watch me fumble around. Alright, be back in a second. Okay, so I mined down that way for a ways, and I think it'll be okay. I guess we'll know when we send it out there. Alright, so we're going to set up a little system over here. So these things, the way they work, you open them up, and they look kind of confusing, but they're not. So there are a couple different buttons here. You can see there are some colors, and then there are these two buttons on each area, and that's because there are sort of 4 quadrants here. And then this one changes the layout. Right now, you can see it's currently set to all slots are shared by all sides. So you'll notice that the sides of this thing have colors on them, and these have colors on them. And when I click on this, it separates it. Now it says, okay, this is looking at only this inventory, this is only looking at this inventory, this blue is looking at this, and green is looking at this inventory. If I click it again, now it also shows those colors. So what I can do is you can also click on this, to change this, so I could say it's not yellow, it's green, or all, or red, so now red is sharing both of these, or I could change this one to red, and this one to yellow. You can do all sorts of stuff. I'm going to go with all slots shared by all sides. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a input and output one. You don't have to do that, but because I have many things that I would like to import, that's just what I'm going to do. And I am going to do this because I want to, and I need to look, so it's green, so all of these should be green because I want to have it interact on the green side. And like I said, I don't necessarily need to do this. I could easily set it up so that it was both pulling in and pulling out. This right now, it's saying change the transfer direction. It's currently going to the cart, so that means it's going to take the things in this in its inventory for this, and it's going to take it from the inventory and give it to the cart. If you were to flip that around, it would say, take this from the cart and put it into this inventory. That's not what we want. So what I'm going to say is, okay, this is... Currently, it's looking for the engine, so it's going to take things from this inventory, and on the green side, it's going to put them in the engine space. That's good. This one, we want it to be the railer. This one, we want to have it be the torch, and this one is the bridge material. Important to note, the bridge material is somewhat limited. Stone happens to be one of the materials that is approved. That and that can go back. So that's good. And the bridge material doesn't get used up a ton. It does get used up, but not ridiculous. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do this just so that nothing else can fit in that area. And then what else do I need? I need my rails. So the railer is here. All right. And yeah, so I'm doing this so that I can just, if I need to refill it, I can just grab some stuff and shift click it all into there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put all this coal back, because I can use coal coke to power my cart. So I'm going to. And then I'm going to take this last one and do the same thing. there, and then I need to make some torches, so let me do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so over here we have this all set up. This advanced detector rail means that when the cart gets here, it will trigger and these will both fire. So this will say, hey, are any of these slots empty? And if they are, it will shove this into that inventory. So what we also want is for this one to be set up so that these are all red. And then we want them to be set to storage. So that, and then we want it to say from the cart, so that basically when it pulls up, since it's going to have a ton of internal storage, we want it to, this thing to say, okay, let me suck in everything that you have in storage into my inventory. And then this is the cargo distributor. And the way it works is it lets you transfer things from the cargo manager above it, and then you can route them down through other sides. So for instance, later, if we have a tree farm, we can say, oh, I want you to send saplings out the green, and I'm going to put fertilizer in through the blue so that you can upload it, and then, you can pull the saplings out, and then upload the fertilizer, and take the apples out and send them down this other color. Whatever you want to do to manage your various systems. We're just doing some very basic setups. We're going to have purple is the bottom, and that's where we're going to pull from. You can tell it, hey, I want to put things from the top left quadrant or specific colors. These colors refer to the cargo distributor sides. These colors refer to the cargo manager colors up here. But what we're going to do is we're just going to say, I want all the sides to come out of purple. And you can layer these things up there and set up however you want to. Right-click gets rid of it. But we want it to take everything out of the inventory above and to output it through purple. Now you still need something to output it, so we're going to have a filter. And we need a screwdriver. There we go. Alright. I think that did it. Yes. Alright, and then we're going to have a quick pneumatic tube. And then the ender chest, the second ender chest that we made. And we want that to be hooked up to red, red, red. So now what'll happen is I'll get stuck. Is our cart pulls up and it triggers the advanced detector rail. And then the green side says, any of these that are low, I'm going to refill. And this one says, hey, on the red side, anything that's in your storage, which is going to be internal storage, deposit it here. So any of the things that you have mined that have gone into your storages, put them here. And then this filter is going to say, oh, well then I'm going to export anything that's in the inventory above it, and I'm going to dump it in this chest, which is an ender chest, and it's colored red, 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 so that ender chest is the same as this ender chest. So basically the cart will come up, dump all of its inventory into the cargo manager, and then the cargo manager will dump everything down into the ender chest, which puts it into our storage system and routes everything. So, and then the cart will turn around and run right back down there and keep going until it's full or runs out of something. Either when its storage is full, it will turn around and come back here, or if it runs out of any of these things, except for, of course, if it runs out of coal, it will just stop wherever it is. So we're just going to hope that doesn't happen. But if it runs out of rails, or it runs out of torches, or it runs out of stone, it will come back and refill itself and also unload. So it'll be a somewhat not hands-off system. It'll just do it. So that is pretty nifty, I think, and exciting. We only have another hour and 20 minutes left to wait. So I'm going to repair this a little bit, and I will be back. Alright guys, so that is, I think pretty much going to do it for this episode. We did some Steve's Cart stuff. Yeah, hopefully, maybe before the next episode is done, this cart will finally be finished. I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's going to do it. So, this is the Average Gamer Guy. Have a good day.